One of the things that holders of the priesthood of Aaron are charged to do involves the ordinance of the sacrament. Last year, I met an inspired bishop and his wonderful wife. On a recent Sunday morning, they were driving to their son's baptism and suffered the tragic and sudden loss of their darling 2-year-old daughter, Tess. The next morning, Sunday morning, their ward members gathered for sacrament meeting, filled with compassion, suffering themselves. No one expected the bishop's family to be at church that morning. But a couple of minutes before the meeting started, they quietly entered and took their place. The bishop went to the stand and walked past his usual seat between his counselors and sat down instead between his priests at the sacrament table. During that anguished and sleepless night before of searching for understanding and peace, he'd received a strong impression of what his family most needed and what his ward most needed. It was to hear the voice of their bishop, their ward Aaronic priesthood president, their grieving father, pronounce the promises of the sacramental covenant. And so, in due course, he knelt with those priests and spoke to his father. With the pathos of that occasion, he pronounced some of the most powerful words that anyone is ever permitted to say out loud in this lifetime. They're words of eternal consequence, words of ordinance, words of covenant, instruction that connects us to the very purposes of this life and to the most magnificent outcomes of Heavenly Father's plan for us. Can you imagine what the congregation heard in that chapel that day? What they felt in the words that we hear every Sunday in our chapels